Every year on May 24th, no matter where they are in their lives, Nick and Sharon come together to remember their daughter Cassie Newman on The Young and the Restless. The character was born in 1991, and from 1997 until 2005, was played by Cameron Grimes, who eventually returned to Y&R in the role of Mariah Copeland. Grimes even became the youngest Daytime Emmy Award winner for Outstanding Younger Actress when she took home the trophy in 2000 at age 10. Since it's been over a decade since the teen's death, some newer viewers might not be aware of who this character even was. Well, let's take a look back at the short life and tragic death of Cassie Newman. Cassie was born to Sharon Collins, who gave the child up for adoption as she couldn't afford to raise her, and her boyfriend, Frank, was no help. 6 years later, Sharon was happily married to Nicholas Newman. But when their son, Noah, was ill and they feared he could die, their friend, Grace Turner, decided to track down the baby Sharon had given up. Cassie had been adopted by Alice Johnson, who abandoned her to the care of her elderly mother, Millie. Millie allowed Grace to bring Cassie to Genoa City, and when Noah survived, Grace decided to raise the girl herself. It wasn't until a year later that Sharon learned that Cassie was her daughter. The shocking truth exposed, Grace attempted to run off with Cassie, but her plans were thwarted and Sharon and Nick adopted the girl themselves. Sharon and Nick welcomed Cassie into their family. Aaron Montgomery/JPI in 2003, Sharon's ex-boyfriend, Frank, showed up in town but didn't tell Cassie that he was her biological father. Having learned about Cassie's near-death experience almost drowning in a frozen pond, Frank wanted to get to know his little girl. But Cameron Kirsten murdered Frank and framed Sharon. After her parents told her who Frank really was, Cassie was devastated that she would never know her biological father. As Cassie grew into a teenager, she developed a crush on Daniel Romalotti and socialized with other older teens like Lily Winters, Colleen Carlton, Devin Hamilton, and Sierra Hoffman. But the older kids didn't think she was mature enough to hang with them. Acting out, Cassie began skipping classes and being rude to her parents. One night, she attended a party, and upon finding a drunken Daniel passed out, decided to drive him home to the Newman Ranch. Unfortunately, she crashed the car, injuring them both. A tragic accident tore Cassie away from her family. Brian Lowe/JPStudios.com. It was assumed that Daniel, whose injuries were not as severe, had been driving drunk, so a seriously injured Cassie left the hospital to find Daniel and reveal the truth. Nick found her at Crimson Lights and brought her back to the hospital, where Cassie was able to tell Nick part of the truth before she passed away with both parents at her side. In the years that followed, Cassie would appear occasionally to Nick and Sharon as a spirit or in a dream to offer counsel or advice. And in 2014, Sharon feared one of those visions was actually Cassie back from the dead, until it was revealed that the woman was actually Cassie's previously unknown twin sister, Mariah. Still, Cassie's death continues to affect Nick and Sharon deeply, and every May 24th they mark the anniversary of her passing. Sometimes, her parents will even dream about the little girl they still miss so much. Ad block test. Why?